black people, brown people. I'm fucking mad. And I'm going to try one time to explain this to you because it's just frustrating. Your stupidity, your lack of fucking self-awareness is just, it's too much. I don't have to start this out insulting you, but I am frustrated. I am fucking frustrated. So, you don't see what's going on, and I just can't. By the time you fucking catch up, it's going to be too late. I suppose there are some of you that do, and that's even, that's worse because then it's deliberate. But I'm going to assume that you just can't see what's going on. I mean, I've heard so many people talking about, oh, how can everybody give all this money to Shiloh Hendrix? Man, are you kidding me? Oh, she said a word. She said some shit to a kid, blah, blah, blah. What are you... First of all, I don't think you understand what happened. Of course, I feel like I'm going to be talking into the void, but I'll try to explain it to you anyways. She was at a playground and a kid was going through her shit, and she tries to stop him. He doesn't listen. She looks around for the parents. There's no fucking parents. She mumbles under her breath as she grabs her stuff, and some other person who's there, an adult, says, "What'd you say? What'd you say?" I'm betting anything. And obviously I don't know. We don't have a video of it, but I'm betting anything that kid didn't hear her. When she said that at first, I'm betting she mumbled under her breath. Because that's what we usually do. Because it isn't worth fucking having to deal with you when you get angry about stuff. Because you think you have the divine right to do anything you want. Over a word, over a fucking feeling, you are more important than everybody else. This is how you act. All the time. Pretty much all the time. And then this guy said something to her, and she said it back to him, and he just kept fucking riding her. So she's like, no, I'm not going to back down. So she says this word to him, which I can't say because of this platform, which I think is stupid. And then everybody's like, oh, I can't believe this bitch is getting all this money. Same time this is happening, there's a fundraiser for a 17-year-old kid who went to a track meet, probably stealing stuff out of people's tents, and stabbed somebody in the heart and killed him. And on top of that, if that isn't bad enough, his father, the first thing he says to the media before he says anything else, before he even really talks about being sad about losing his son, says, oh, it's not this guy's fault, it's not a race thing. So there are two things going on here. First of all, the rest of us are tired of people lying like that. Dude, that is, your kid dies, the first thing that you want to do is talk about how great the perpetrator was, or how you don't blame them, or how it's not a race thing. That's not the first fucking thing that goes through your head, dude. How anybody, it's illogical, and it pisses people off. So that's one thing. But the other thing, the main thing, is that this dude got all this money, got out of jail, and anybody black that you try to talk to about this and say, well, don't you think it's a little fucked up that he went to school with a knife, that he had this knife at the ready? He wasn't digging it out of nowhere. He had that motherfucker in his hand, right? You try to bring this shit up and you get, that's what you get for putting your hands on a black boy. That's what you get. You fuck around, you find out. Which was ours. They stole that one. Whatever. All this stuff about fuck white people, blah, blah, blah. This is what they get, right? And then you're fucking surprised. You're surprised that this chick, you try to explain to people, they don't listen. And this is the same thing that happened with like George Floyd. You'd say, well, it sucks that he died, but what about the fact that he was on drugs? It don't matter. Well, what about the fact that, he had done all this bad shit, he was basically a criminal, and he had just committed a crime? It don't matter. They put the knee on his neck. Even when they showed the knee wasn't on his neck, even every other fucking point that was refuted, it always comes back to, it doesn't matter. We're just going to side with this guy. It was the same thing with everybody else. Everybody else that this shit's happened to, that the commie movement has embraced and uplifted, it was the same thing. And the entire black community decides we're just going to go along with this. And then you're surprised. how this chick gets all this money, because people are, you know what, we're going to do the same thing to you. Fuck it, we don't care. Oh, she called the kid. Fuck it, don't care. Whatever she did, doesn't matter. It's not that we don't care. It's that we're tired of constantly individually judging every situation as we are taught to do and taking the other factors out of it except for the facts. We're tired of doing that, and nobody else does that. We're tired of being the ones that are always saying, we forgive you, we're never forgiven. Pretty self-explanatory. And really the bigger point here too is that white people of European lineage in this country are controlled right now very, very harshly and by many factors. Speech, behavior, financially. There are punishments for almost everything that we can do that are applied to us that are not always applied fairly to other people. No, that's some bullshit. No, it's really not some bullshit. I mean, if you look up crimes every day, I know you won't do this, but if you look up crimes every day and you see how much black on white crime there is, violent crime, and then you follow any one of those cases and look at the sentences that those people that get caught, that they get for those crimes, they're just so often incredibly light, because it's essentially the system saying it's okay to do this to white people right now, right? But the bigger picture here is that we may be the hated group now, but it's all about control and money generation and fucking essentially a form of slavery, right? Like debt slavery. And once we are no longer a formidable enemy of any kind, do you think the behavior that you guys exhibit is going to be allowed to continue? Like, I watched a guy talk on his fucking live stream with a video of Shiloh Hendrix and say, but the point is you can't say that to a baby, a 5-year-old, which I don't know if that guy was 5 or 10, doesn't matter. Right, in general, it sounds distasteful at the onset. I get that, right? I watched a video from TikTok or something the same day as this other video. It was a recent video of a black lady in Walmart yelling at a bunch of Ecuadorians or Salvadorians or maybe Mexicans, saying, oh, fuck you motherfuckers, you should get out of my country, I'm gonna call the migra, right? Which I kind of thought was funny watching this, but then there's a little kid, and the little kid who's with the mother and some other women, they're all like in a group, you know, like 4 of them, and this little kid who had to be about the same age as they purport that this boy in Minnesota was, says, please don't yell at my mommy or something like that. And it's like, fuck you little kid, don't you fucking talk to me, blah blah blah. And I'm thinking, this is hilarious, man. It's like exactly the same day they're doing the same thing, and she starts yelling at this little kid saying fuck you and then saying you're gonna get deported. And I'm just thinking, my God, the absolute lack of fucking self-awareness. But we see it every day. And we're tired, man. We're fucking tired of it. We're tired because you act like there is something so fucking fantastic in our lives that we get that we didn't earn. Right? That anybody who has money was somehow just gifted money. Or gifted opportunity. Or, you know, everybody has restrictions and fucking, you know, everybody wants connections because they want better shit. I mean, of course, sometimes people get lucky. But we act like we're all just stupid and lazy and everybody gives us everything for free. And our lives ain't like that. My fucking life ain't like that. I got a lot of stuff that I have to do to survive. And I don't enjoy it. And I'm not partying every fucking day and living great. In fact, the little bit of free time that I have, I get crowded by black and brown people who make me have to fucking be on eggshells because I never know what's going to offend them. And if I offend them, incidentally, not even on purpose, if I do, I don't know what's going to happen. Are they going to get violent? And then if they do, and I respond, are the police going to come and arrest me? Because we see it all the time. Racist. Doesn't matter what happened. That's still what they say. What you guys say. A lot. Maybe not every time. But do I have to qualify it and say maybe not every time? Because if it happens enough that I'm saying it, it's happening too fucking much. So you guys never learned how to independently assess situations, just like you never really learned to self-reflect. And I'm exhausted. Everybody's fucking exhausted. So yeah, this bitch is getting a lot of money. Plus, she's going to have to use all that money for a lawyer anyways. The majority of that money. She's not going to be buying a brand new house. I mean, I suppose she could, but that money ain't going to actually go to a new house. She's going to be spending all that money on a lawyer. So she's not getting something that Carmelo Anthony didn't get, and he actually killed someone. But you guys see that as like the same. In fact, you see her saying that as worse. And you don't understand why we're exhausted.